of chicken tikka masala, but it's a little bit spicier. And it's a good one to practice with. So if you're just starting with curry house style food and cooking it, this is a great one because it's so basic. The flavors work really, really well together. So like I said, this one is kind of like a chicken tikka masala, but it's spicier, but there's a lot less to it, but you can always add more. So when we make this tonight, you might think, oh, you know what, coconut milk would sound good in that. Add it, try it, instead of cream maybe, or even a little bit of both. If it looks too spicy for you, be sure to tone it down. So just, it's a great one for just learning what your spices taste like. There's only 2 spices. We got our a mixed powder here, which is a curry house style curry powder, and we got some chili powder. And you can use paprika if you wanted to make it really mild. So let's go over to the pan now. I'm not going to, rather than just telling you everything I've got here, one thing I will show you is I've got this chicken. All right, this is pre-cooked chicken, and I normally when I make a Rezala at home, I like to make it with tandoori chicken. But today I decided just to cook it in the base sauce. So I just simmered it in the base sauce. Makes things a lot more straightforward, easy. You're not going to beat the tandoori flavor, but there's nothing wrong with stewed chicken. And the great thing about that is because it's stewed in the base sauce, the sauce takes on that flavor. So we've got more of a chicken curry house style base sauce, which is going to be very nice in the end dish. You can also, of course, just so you know, you can always use other things. So this would go really well with prawns. It would go well with lamb. Go great with paneer. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn on my pan here. And this is an aluminum pan, so it's going to heat up very quickly. So I'll go ahead and add some oil. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. This, by the way, if you have my cookbook, I'm making a curry house portion. So I've really just kind of cut it in half. Basically, that's kind of what I've done. I mean, not exact measures there, but I'm cutting it in half. So if you're cooking along with me, I do know a lot of you are cooking along with me tonight. Go ahead and use the recipe in the book, and you'll just make it for 4 instead. So it's very easily changed. You can take it up or down, whatever you feel like doing. So it starts with this is about 1/2 of an onion, and like I say, I've halved this, so a whole onion goes into the recipe in my book. And we just want to cook these down a little bit. We're not browning them so much as we're just making the onions soft. And to do that, we're going to make sure we're going to add a little bit of salt, and that helps release some of the moisture in the onions and just gives them a really nice flavor too. They cook down faster if you put the salt in there. So I'm just going to let that simmer there. If you can take me over to the main camera again, Caroline, just to see if that. I've got some chopped chilies, and I probably should have showed these before. These are bird's eye chilies. And I'm going to I just finely chopped those. You can use any green chili that you like, but these are nice and spicy. I kind of like them. So we'll go back over to the pan. I'm going to go ahead and add this chili to it as well. And again, how much chili you put into it, really down to you. I put 3 chilies in there. To that, I want to add about a tablespoon of garlic and ginger paste. Feel free to ask questions at any time. If you're watching this and you have a question about it, especially if you're cooking with me and you want to ask a question, I'd be happy to help with that. This is smelling really nice. So it's just going to let that bubble there for a little bit. You don't want to have your garlic bubble too long because it burns. So we're just going to...
When doing a smaller amount, is it okay if it's just half the portion size?
Yes. So that's what I do. If I'm making a smaller amount, this is like I'm doing right here, is a smaller amount from my book, and I've really just halved it. So you don't. The only thing is going upwards. If you want to take a 4-person curry and make it into an 8-person curry, Usually you can do that, but you don't want to do that with spicy stuff like chili powder. If you double the chili powder, there's a good chance it's going to blow your head off because it just doesn't. You don't want to do that going upwards. But
Mark's saying, would you use naga paste in this?
I sure would. So if you like it, Mark, do it. Definitely. Okay, I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of mixed powder there and about a half teaspoon of chili powder.
Andy's saying, silly question, and I'm sure it's not Andy. Is your ginger garlic paste just a mixture of the two, or are there other ingredients?
Yes, that's all it is. It's a mixture of garlic and ginger. Just a second before I answer, I'm just going to add this tomato puree. So that's about 1/4 cup, 70 milliliters tomato puree. Yes, it's just usually it's just 50-50. So 50% garlic, 50% ginger. Sometimes I put a little bit more garlic in just because I like my garlic. But yeah, that's all it is. And I just blend it with a little bit of water until it's smooth paste.
Patrick's asking what heat you cook your curries. I think people like to see the flame.
I'll show you the flame here. It's as high as this stove will take it. So if I were cooking it outside, it'd be even hotter. If I was doing it on the barbecue or something like that. Oops, just hit the camera there. So I'm going to add just a little bit of base sauce, and as you can see here, I'm not measuring anything. I have no idea what this is. But I just want to add enough base sauce there so that it becomes a bit saucy. And I'll be adding some more, definitely. But you want to add your base sauce in small portions so that you get this caramelization around the side. See that? And that's what we're. I mean, there's so much flavor in that.
Someone's saying he's read that you should add spice with a sauce. Is that correct?
Spice with the sauce. It really depends. Ground spices like those ones I just added, those can really be added at any time as long as you cook off their rawness. So let's say you didn't want to. Let's say you had some chili powder. You weren't sure about the heat, and you wanted to just add a little bit and then add some later. You can always do that and just cook it down in the sauce some more. But you can cook it in the oil to begin with the onions, or you can cook it at the end as well. As long as you do cook it, otherwise it will taste like raw spices.
Roy's asking how long the gravy lasts in the fridge. We get asked that a lot.
Yeah, about 3 days. 3 days. I've kept it for a week and had it be fine.
You should say, was that passata? Was that passata you added?
No, that was you could use passata, definitely. That was not passata. That was tomato paste, so the paste that you get in the tubes. And I took about 1 part of that to 3 parts of water and just mixed it till it was quite thick and nice into a paste. I'm going to go ahead.
I was worried about it burning, but I don't think you have to worry.
You know you don't. Look at this. It's not burning at all. Look at that. See the bottom of the pan? It's not burning. The only place it is going to burn, possibly, is around the sides, but that's a good thing. So you want to scrape that into the pan. I'm not going to add all this chicken right now. There's some of the sauce as well.
Rachel's obviously out of the country. Is the tomato puree in the UK? Is the tomato puree the UK equivalent to smooth tomatoes?
That will work. That will work absolutely perfectly. What you want is kind of like a tomato soup, consistency. So whatever you can buy in your country or make. Sometimes I just take chopped tomatoes, like I use for Italian cooking. And
Al Kitchen saying, nice the way you're building the curry very gradually.
Oh well, thank you very much, Al. It means a lot coming from you. There we are. Just gonna keep taking that from the side and cooking it down really. Now I'm going to add a little bit.
What chili powder are we using there?
I'm using Kashmiri chili powder, which is considered by many people to be quite mild. But ask Caroline, who's the one speaking right there, help me out. She doesn't think it's that mild. So
it's Kashmiri. It's making me cough, or is that the green chili?
That's what's making you cough, Caroline. Yeah.
It isn't mild.
Yeah, just a little bit of this coriander there. And then with a Rezala, oh, this is looking great. Tasting very nice. With Rezalas, a lot of people like to add cream. Now, I personally don't, but I'm going to add it anyway because I think most of the time they are made with cream.
Rachel's asking, Dan, have you tried curry ketchup?
Curry ketchup, I have. Yeah, I tried that in Germany. Where was that?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. All right, so we're going to add just a little bit of cream. Now, you could add like about to this You could add even like a quarter of a cup, 70 milliliters. I didn't add nearly that much. I'm just going to add it a little bit. There we are. And if you like more of a tomato flavor, look at that. See, if I had my metal spoon, I'd just scrape that right off, but that makes a lot of noise.
Stephen's asking, can he use shop bought garlic paste and ginger paste?
Yes, if you do that, I really recommend using the frozen cubes. You can buy frozen cubes of garlic and ginger. I really like those. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't like the stuff in bottles. The stuff in bottles just doesn't quite cut it with me. So to finish this off now, I'm just going to add a little bit of butter. And that looks like a little bit too much butter, so I'm going to add just a little bit less than that. There we are. And that just gives it a nice buttery flavor at the end. Like I said, it's kind of like a spicy chicken tikka masala. And then, this isn't in my recipe, but I don't really care.
Sam's asking, what do we make with our leftover curries, if any? Can you make pasties?
Of course, yeah, that's now to a Kochar trick there. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever been to Benares or anything, but before he left, that was one of his things, wasn't it? And it was very nice.
Roy's saying butter oh dear. Is it because of the fat content?
You know what? It's just one of those things that goes into a Rezala. You can everything you can leave out if you don't want to, but I find it tastes quite nice.
Dan, can you use red chilies in curries rather than green?
Yes.
Does it affect the flavour?
It does affect the flavor. It's a different flavor, but if you like red chilies, go for it. There's just no rules to this, really. It's just if it sounds good, it will be, and that's what I usually find.
Someone's asking if you make your own ghee.
No, I don't find it tastes the same. I mean, yes, I have made it. What that is clarified butter, and I don't find it tastes anything like real ghee. So if you can get real ghee, get the real ghee. When I teach my classes over in France, a lot of times I will. Let's move over to the next camera. Hopefully it works this time. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't work when I'm moving.
So keep showing.
Yeah. So when I'm working in France and I find it difficult to find ghee, I'll use oil like I used to do. I use some oil. A lot of times I'll just use some of the clarified butter, which is a lot easier to find over there. So just kind of wing it if you have to, but if you can get the real stuff, go for it.
Neil's asking, how would you describe the flavour of the Rezala?
I'll tell you in a second because I'm going to try it right now, Neil.
That's Neil Bryers.
All right. Hey, Brady, how you doing? One of the first people I met when I moved to the UK. Have a nice time in Malmesbury.
Yes. Hi, Neil.
I just love this curry. It's when I learned on Brick Lane, and I just absolutely love it. There isn't a lot to it. Like I showed you, there was very few spices that went into that, and just tomato puree and a little bit of base sauce. But God, there's some real flavor in that. And I would just, like I say, I wouldn't say it tastes like a chicken tikka masala because chicken tikka masalas are usually a lot sweeter and maybe they have a little bit of coconut in there and stuff. But that is just.
Roy's asking, how do you dry red chilies without them going mouldy?
How do you dry them? I use a dryer. I've got a.
I know very
No, but you can put them in the sun too. I mean, people put them in the sun.
Well, it's slightly lacking.
Yeah. So that'll
no
work.
methy in this one, David's asking.
No, there's not, but there's no reason why you have to leave it out. I like methy in a lot of things, and obviously, when I write my recipes for my books, I can't tell people to put methy in every single recipe. I can't tell them to put the same thing. It gets for example, with this curry right here. If I were making this for my family, which I guess I am today, but I would normally put some curry leaves in there because I love it, and I'd probably put some methy in there. But with so many recipes, I need to make them different, and a lot of times a little is better. So if you mix a couple of the curries very simple like this one was, then it's a nice starting point for people. And then you can go on to the chicken Ceylon that I have in my book. That the list of ingredients is ridiculous, but well worth the effort.
Sam's asking if you've ever used smoked garlic and ginger.
Smoked garlic. I like smoked. I've never tried smoked ginger. No, but I love smoked garlic, and it's nice. It's nice. I like a smoky flavor to my curries too. I think that's why I cook outdoors a lot over the summer. So yeah, I love it.
Roy's saying he's got no sun by the White Cliffs of Dover. We haven't got much in North Yorkshire either, so he's
Well,
still
no,
wondering
no.
how to dry his chilies, I think.
Yeah, that might be. Hey, why don't you try putting them in the oven? That might work. Yeah, on a very, very low heat overnight. I would. That would
This
probably
is,
be my guess.
I've already asked because this one doesn't have methy in. A few people are asking, would you add methy to this one?
Yes, I would. Yes, I haven't added methy, but yes, I most definitely would. Especially, I mean, it's one of those things that if you like it, add it. I'm hoping that people will take this recipe because it is so simple and change it. Change it. It's a great way of learning your spices. Maybe adding something else to it. You know, so like I said, some coconut earlier, or there's just lots of different things that you can do that will make it different, but still just as good, equally as good. So
is that a stainless steel pan? We're getting lots of questions.
no,
About the pan.
that is an aluminium pan, and a lot of people asked about that last night on the show. So I'll definitely put a link to it in the description. This is going out to YouTube, Twitter, and my Facebook page and my Facebook group. So I'll make sure that in all those places, I'll leave a link so you'll know where to find one. This is the larger version of the pan right here, quite large, and I have a smaller one too.
Barbara's asking what shop can you buy your books so they can give your books a plug?
All right, you can now finally, because they sold out the first day of publication, the new one anyway. You can find them at all good bookshops. The new Curry Guy Bible, this one here, it is now available at Morrison's, Tesco, Costco, Waitrose, Amazon, and at all good bookshops when they finally decide to open the good bookshops again, which will be nice. It'll be there too.
And Paul's saying an American who can pronounce aluminium. Yes, he's been well trained.
Aluminum. It took me a while. Aluminum was what I used to say. I say tomato. I say tomato now too. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. Like I said, if you have any more questions, I'm on here. I may as well answer them. But if not, I am going to be on tomorrow night at the same time, so at 5:20, where I am going to be making my chicken lababdar. Now, what we've been making up to now is BIR style curries. Tomorrow, I'm going to make it we're going to kind of change it a bit. We're going to be doing a more authentic curry. And this is a really nice one. It reminds me a lot of butter chicken, but it's a lot easier because you don't have to pre-cook the chicken. Everything's just kind of thrown in at the last minute. And it's a little bit spicier usually than butter chicken as well. So it's a nice one to learn to make. And we're going to be making it live here tomorrow night. And then on Thursday night, we are going to be making vindaloo, chicken vindaloo. The recipe for vindaloo in my book is lamb, but we're going to be making chicken vindaloo on Thursday. And if you have any suggestions for Friday, whatever it might be, let me know because I'm still deciding. But as far as that's, I think that's about it for tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my YouTube if you are on YouTube. And also, we've got a new Facebook group, Curry Chit Chat. It would be great to see you in there as well. And we'll see you tomorrow. And thank you very much.